We tend to think of our past as just a bunch of memories, right? But what if it's way more than that? What if it's kind of like the secret architect that built our instincts today? That's exactly what we're diving into, how some really tough childhood experiences can actually create these incredible and super misunderstood survival skills that we carry into adulthood.
Okay, let me just ask you this straight up. Do you ever feel like you have, superpowers you never actually asked for? Like a kind of sixth sense that you never trained for, but you definitely can't seem to turn off?
So, does this sound familiar at all? Like, on the one hand, you can walk into a room and bam, you instantly know the vibe. You can feel the emotional temperature, no problem. Super perceptive. But then, on the other hand, asking for a simple favor feels like climbing a mountain. And actually trusting someone, depending on them, phew, almost impossible. It's such a strange paradox, isn't it?
Well, here's the thing, and this is the absolute key to what we're talking about today. These things, they aren't character flaws. Not at all. There's nothing wrong with you. What they are highly sophisticated, finely tuned survival skills. Skills your brain came up with for a really, really good reason. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so how does this rewiring even happen? Well, it all starts when you think about the brain for what it really is, this incredible adaptation machine. I mean, its number one job isn't to memorize state capitals, right? Its main gig is to keep you safe. And to do that job, it learns from everything around it. And it builds these automatic programs, these responses that can stick with you for your whole life.
Let's actually put a name on this because it helps. We're going to call them survival traits. And what are they? They're basically those automatic reactions, the thoughts, the behaviors that your brain developed to get you through a really difficult, maybe unpredictable environment. And please hear this part. This isn't a sign of weakness, it's the exact opposite. It is proof of a smart, resilient brain doing its job perfectly.
Okay, let's dive into the first of these, frankly, amazing skills. We can call it instant threat detection. Sounds pretty cool, right? The more official term for it is hypervigilance.
So what in the world is hypervigilance? It's basically your entire system being on high alert, 24/7. It's like all your senses are dialed up to 11, constantly scanning for any sign of trouble, whether it's emotional or physical. The best analogy I've heard is this: your emotional radar is just always on. It never stops sweeping, always collecting data.
And this doesn't just happen out of nowhere. There's a totally logical process to it. Step 1, you grow up in an environment that's, unpredictable. Step 2, your brain, which is this amazing pattern-finding machine, starts to learn. It figures out that tiny little cues, like a tiny shift in someone's tone of voice, or even just the sound of how they put a cup down, can signal that things are about to go south. So step 3, the adaptation, the brain says, okay, I get it. And it cranks that emotional radar all the way up to the max to stay safe. And the result? Now, as an adult, you have this incredible but also totally exhausting skill of being able to read a room in a nanosecond.
Wow, this quote it nails it, doesn't it? This goes so much deeper than just being empathetic or intuitive. This is about a primal kind of learning. Your brain didn't just pick up a new skill, it became fluent in the unspoken language of survival. Why? Because at some point it had to. Your safety literally depended on it.
Okay, so this constant scanning for threats, this hypervigilance, it naturally leads to a second major survival skill. If the first one is all about scanning the outside world for danger, this next one is all about building a fortress on the inside. Let's call it defensive self-reliance.
Now, it's super important to understand that defensive self-reliance is not the same as just being independent. It's a whole belief system buried deep down that says one thing, loud and clear: the only way to be truly safe is to rely on myself and myself alone. So it's not like you chose to be a lone wolf. It's a protective shield that was forged in the fire of experience.
And again, there's a clear logic to how this develops. The environment taught a powerful lesson. You can't count on other people. Maybe they weren't there, maybe asking for help made things worse. So the brain draws a very logical conclusion. Okay, got it. The only person I can really count on is me. The adaptation, it gets to work building this amazing internal system for handling absolutely everything on your own. It's a fantastic way to minimize feeling vulnerable, but the long-term result? As an adult, asking for something as simple as a ride to the airport can feel terrifying, like you're putting yourself in grave danger.
And this quote, man, it just perfectly captures that inner conflict, right? You didn't just learn to be independent, you learned how to build an entire fortress. And you know what? It worked. It kept you safe. You survived. But the thing about a fortress that's that well defended is that sometimes even you can't remember where you put the instructions for how to lower the drawbridge.
So where does that leave us? What are you supposed to do with all this? Well, the goal here is definitely not to get rid of these skills. They're part of your story. The real goal is to start seeing them in a completely new light. It's about making that shift from running on unconscious survival autopilot to living with conscious awareness.
Okay, so if you take away just one thing, let it be this. These are learned skills. They are not who you are. They aren't permanent flaws. They were brilliant adaptations from a clever brain that was just doing its absolute best to protect you. And simply understanding why they exist, getting their origin story, that's the biggest first step you can take. Because here's the good news. What was learned can be relearned. Your past shaped you, for sure, but it absolutely does not have to define your future.
So I just want to leave you with one final question to think about. What if you could actually honor that survivor inside you, the one who developed all these incredible skills to get you through? What if you could thank them for their hard work and, at the same time, gently teach the adult you are today that things are different now, that it's finally safe? Safe enough to maybe turn down that emotional radar, just a notch, and maybe, just maybe, even ask for a little help lowering the drawbridge.